Satyananda Yoga Center, one of the earliest established yoga centers in Calicut, conducted a study in 2019 under the guidance of Dr. N. Vijayaraghavan, the founder director of Satyananda Yoga Center and a yoga meditation expert, along with Dr. Madhavachandran, a social scientist from Calicut. The study was conducted among the students of Sri Sarada College of Education for Women, Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu, to analyze the impact of meditation imparted on them for psychological well-being. The results of this study was published in 2019 in a journal. Let's move on to the details.
Namaste. This talk has two parts. The first part includes some explanation regarding the hormonal changes during stress and meditation. The second part is about the explanation about our research study on meditation. We all know that there are certain hormonal changes taking place in our body, since all these are included in the high school level syllabus. But as a preface towards the explanation of meditation, I take the liberty of explaining some of them for those who don't remember these lessons in their school classes. And for those who are well aware about these things, may skip the first part and directly move to the second part, which consists only the details about our study on meditation. Since we are all living in a competitive world, it is quite natural that we all are experiencing mental stress. And as we are all used with this state of mind, and as a common man, we are not much aware about the negative chemical, electrical and endocrinal changes that such stress is creating in our body, which in later may lead to a vast number of chronic diseases. We are not that much bothered about that. Science has already proved that whenever we are under stress, our body starts to produce a variety of stress hormones, which in future may lead to psychosomatic diseases, which comprises 95% of the diseases prevailing nowadays. And these changes are, number one, cortisol. Whenever a person is under stress, ACTH, that is adrenocorticotropic hormone, is produced in the hypothalamus, and this stimulates the adrenal gland and results in the production of cortisol, which then circulates in the bloodstream. The second one is catecholamine, which leads to the increased cardiac output, skeletal muscle blood flow, sodium retention, intestinal motility, cutaneous vasoconstriction, increasing of glucose level, broncholar dilation, and behavioral activation. The third one is vasopressin, fourth one is thyroid hormone. All these states will lead to anxiety, asthma, cancer, chronic pain, depression, heart disease, blood pressure, irritable bowel syndrome, tension headaches, reduction of immunity power, obesity, lack of memory and concentration, and too many other chronic ailments which are commonly prevailing nowadays. Hence, we have to find out a proper and result-oriented remedy for that problem. Of course, we all know that there are so many psychiatric drugs which are giving good solace for the suffering people. But we also know that these medicines are only able to render a symptomatic relief, and they are not able to eradicate the root cause of such problems. Here comes the science of meditation. Meditation is one of the most popular ways to relieve stress among people of all walks of life. This age-old practice, which can take many forms and with many spiritual practices, can be used in several important ways. By learning to calm one's body and mind, his or her physical and emotional stress can be reduced to a good extent. This leaves one feeling better, refreshed, and ready to face the challenges of the day with a healthy attitude. With regular practice over weeks or months, one can experience even greater benefits. This can be attained in different ways, either by watching your normal breathing or mentally chanting any mantras or mentally visualizing an object. And of course, there are various other thousands of methods. And in all these practices, one thing is common, that is the result. If you follow any method, you should be able to calm down your mind by following that particular method. Meditation has been practiced for thousands of years. Meditation originally was meant to achieve deep understanding of the sacred and mystical forces of life. These days, meditation is commonly used for relaxation and stress reduction. Meditation is considered as a type of mind-body complementary medicine. Meditation can produce a deep state of relaxation and a tranquil mind. If a person is practicing meditation in a proper and scientific way, his whole body and mind is entering into a level of transformation. In this state, his brain waves are changing from beta to alpha to theta and even to delta. Along with that, your central nervous system is coming down and your endocrine system is getting balanced. Using modern technology like fMRI scans, EEG machines, scientists have developed a more thorough understanding of what is taking place in our brains when we meditate. The overall difference is that different parts of our brains, like the prefrontal lobe, parietal lobe, thalamus, reticular formation, etc., are calming down. A study from UCLA found that long-term meditators had better preserved brains than non-meditators as they aged. Participants who had been meditating for an average of 20 years had more gray matter volume throughout the brain. One of the most important studies in the last few years carried out at Yale University found that meditation decreases activity in the default mode network, DMN, the brain network responsible for mind-wandering and self-referential thoughts. We, that is I myself and a social scientist Dr. Madhavachandran from Calicut city of Kerala state in India, had conducted a scientific study on meditation and its effect on the psychological well-being. The study was conducted at a reputed college named Sarada Educational Institutions at Tamil Nadu, and we collected the state of psychological well-being before the practice of meditation. Then we gave directions for the proper practice of meditation. These college authorities agreed that they will take action to make it sure that the students of that college hostel will practice this meditation with the help of an audio, as it was a guided meditation which includes breath awareness. And after 3 months of practice, again we took the second data, which clearly shows that even a short period of practice of 3 months, which took only 20 minutes per day, helps these students in increasing their psychological well-being. And the result of the same is shown here. In this study, we can see that before meditation, 90% of the students were having a psychological well-being in the range of 60.4 to 79.2% of the maximum attainable score. The second slide shows that after 3 months of practice, 90% of the students get a higher psychological well-being score in the range of 70.8 to 100% of the maximum attainable score in this study. This indicates that the students are having better psychological well-being after the 3 months of practice of meditation. The third slide shows that the average well-being score of the students is 31.4 only. The average well-being score of the students has increased to 39.2 after the 3 months meditation practice, again indicating that the students are having better psychological well-being after 3 months of meditation. There exists statistically significant difference between the two scores. In this study, 94% of the students report experiencing either maximum or high level of happiness, and 94% of the students report experiencing either maximum or high level of contentment. In short, 88% of the students report experiencing either maximum or high level of calmness. 96% of the students report experiencing either maximum or high level of relaxation. 64% of the students report experiencing either minimum or no tension. 70% of the students report experiencing either minimum or no worry. 56% of the students report experiencing either minimum or no anchor. 78% of the students report experiencing either minimum or no feeling of loneliness.
This study was carried out by Dr. N. Vijayaraghavan and myself, Dr. K. Madhavachandran, a social scientist based at Calicut. We have published the results of this study in the International Journal of Indian Psychology during 2019.
Namaste. Thank you.